Welcome. This is a comprehensive collection of affirmations from Dutch for when a bank account becomes overdrawn. He listens to these empowering statements to support him during such times. Dutch is sharing in case they can be helpful to you too.
These are statements Dutch uses for panic, caused by overdraft, inspired by the Surrender Fear card from the Metaphor for Life Oracle deck, which can be downloaded from Alchemy of Me on Etsy. Here are Dutch's words of steadiness. I do not need to solve everything right now. I am here, and I am handling this moment of being overdrawn. Overdraft is a tight moment, not my entire life. I can hold discomfort regarding finances and still remain grounded. I stay present without spiraling. I am allowed to pause and breathe. I respond to the overdraft without rushing or panicking. I am steady even when there is financial uncertainty. I am managing the bank balance in front of me. I don't escalate things internally. I think clearly under the pressure of overdraft. I am not collapsing because of a bank balance. I don't have to rush resolution. Anxiety around life and money is information. That anxiety is not my operating state. I breathe through this moment of financial pressure. I know that even the fiercest storm has a center that is serene. I don't need perfect clarity about finances right now. I can just be present with what is.
Dutch's next statements highlight that a financial moment is not the whole of who a person is. Inspired by the Reemerge Valid card from the Thesis of Us Oracle deck, which can be downloaded from Alchemy of Me on Etsy, Dutch's reminders are: worth is not a bank balance. Current money flow does not define my identity, relationships, or sense of belonging. I am not the overdraft. I remain intact with no loss to my essential self. This is just momentary money pressure. The number in a bank account is not my identity. I stay rooted in who I am. I move through any financial constraint. Even in overdraft, I remain whole with nothing missing. I can be in a moment of financial strain and still be okay. Both difficulty and well-being can exist at once. I am not any fluctuation in finance. I am navigating, adjusting, and continuing forward. I am not the overdraft. I am the one responding to it. I am not the financial limitation. I am working within and beyond it. No bank balance can define me. Who I am stands always. Current finances are not me. I am that I am, and I remain steady inside fluctuation. I am not reduced by any bank balance. I remain expansive within it. I am not less because there is less. I remain fully myself through all conditions. I know I am flow through every ebb, and movement is still happening. My dignity remains intact no matter the number in any bank account. I hold and embrace myself through this moment of overdraft. I do not withdraw from myself. Even in financial constraint, I find ways forward. I am capable and I define how I move.
These are statements Dutch uses when an overdraft happens and his mind snowballs. Inspired by the Reclaim Storytelling card from the Thesis of Us Oracle deck, available for download from Alchemy of Me on Etsy. Dutch's words for reining in the spiral are: overdraft is not proof of anything. It is an experience passing through. Financial stress lands in the body. That is my humanity responding to inhumane systems. I refrain from turning any bank balance into a story. This overdraft is one moment. It is not collecting others. I do not combine this moment of overdraft with anything else. A bank balance is data, nothing more. I observe it without becoming it. I release any meaning my thoughts try to add. I release the mental storyline. I release the urge to spiral into interpretation. I release any internal amplification. I allow quiet where amplification wants to add noise. I return to my core life force that is here. My identity holds steady while stress moves through. The overdraft is not a judgment on me. It is passing through, not defining me. My worth does not live in numbers. Account balances are just data. I remain larger than any overdraft or financial constraint. I approach money from steadiness, not desperation or fear. Steadiness is enough for any moment.
These are statements Dutch uses when overdraft lands and shame follows. Inspired by the Remove Socialization card from the Thesis of Us Oracle deck, available for download from Alchemy of Me on Etsy, Dutch's words for the shame interrupt are: overdraft is not punishment nor proof of anything about me. There is nothing to be ashamed of in a tight money cycle. I am not behind where I should be. I release any judgments I absorbed about money. I release the judgments I absorbed around a moment of overdraft. I release all judgments I absorbed around a bank balance and what it means. What others think does not define me. I release the social weight around what the number in a bank account signifies. No one's perception is commentary of my worth. I can have a hard financial moment without collapsing into shame. Overdraft is not caused by low vibration. It is not the consequence of poor alignment, nor is it punishment for deficit or defective belief. It is just a moment, not a story of truth, nor does it symbolize prediction for the future. I am a person moving through a hard money moment. Nothing more.
These are statements Dutch uses when an overdraft occurs to deconstruct the influence from systems of limitation, scarcity, and lack. Inspired by the Remove Beliefs card from the Thesis of Us Oracle deck, downloadable from Alchemy of Me on Etsy. Dutch's statements are: identifying and naming the impacts of limitation, scarcity, and lack systems does not jeopardize my abundance or my flow of money. When I think of money, I notice where I brace and how. That bracing is not mine to carry, it is residue from systems. Overdraft did not happen because I am broken. I am navigating conditions that were designed before I arrived. Scarcity is a structure, not a reflection of my worth. Limitation is contrived and not a reflection of my enoughness. Lack is constructed and not a reflection of my deservingness. None of them are natural and none of them are my origin. I am moving through a system-orchestrated condition, not a personal destiny. I am not what limitation, scarcity, and lack systems say I am. I am moving through a moment of overdraft, not failing a timeline. I notice any bracing stemming from the overdraft and current bank balance without becoming it. I can be responsible and still face financial constraint. Because of engineering from limitation, scarcity, and lack systems, effort and outcome are not always equal. I am allowed to be human inside systems that are not humane. There is nothing I need to get perfect in order to be supported. My money and abundance do not require perfect thoughts, feelings, behavior, or vibration from me. This moment of overdraft is not a fixed outcome. I release the belief that struggle means I am doing something wrong. I do not need to resolve the entire system to move through this overdraft. I can work within financial pressure without becoming defined by it. I do not have to undo every system to stop carrying their imprint internally. My words are mine, and I use them to name what systems do. Naming does not block my abundance. It frees me from carrying the imprint of the system. I do not collapse into what scarcity tries to say I am. I remain myself despite it. A bank balance is neither verdict nor prediction. I do not moralize financial expansion or contraction. Both are part of movement. Scarcity says once something leaves, it is gone, but a boomerang leaving is the beginning of its return. My money always comes back. The following are statements Dutch uses to let any moment of overdraft, low bank balance, or financial distress pass through his body instead of lodging there. Inspired by the Surrender Resistance card from the Metaphor for Life Oracle deck, downloadable from the Etsy shop Alchemy of Me. Dutch's words of release are: financial pressure is not my undoing, nor does such pressure shatter me. When I am under money pressure, I do not break. Instead, I am forged and made stronger, revealing inner beauty. I am coal becoming diamond. I do not hold any financial constraint as emotional weight inside me. Like sand through open fingers, financial unease passes through me. I release wanting to control everything. When I think of the overdraft, I notice where I brace and how. And I let the shielding and tension in my nervous system melt away like an ice cube under sunny skies. I do not accumulate financial stress from moment to moment. Any money anxiety moves like clouds with the wind, passing through, not staying. Any financial worry, fear, or foreboding dissolves like morning mist. Financial obstacles, roadblocks, and potholes, or anything that causes ache, anguish, suffering, or pain, falls and spirals to the ground like an autumn leaf in the wind. I am the oak tree that lets what is withered go. Like a breeze through curtains, this moment of overdraft is passing through, not staying. It is here and then gone. Despite the overdraft, I am as steadfast as stars in the heavens. I return to myself even in the midst of every financial storm. This overdraft does not unsteady me. Like the earth, My foundation is solid and stays beneath any threat and all collapse. The moon is radiant in all its phases. It wanes and waxes and does not apologize for either. Neither do I. Bank balances, overdraft, or any financial constriction do not extinguish what I am. I am the phoenix. I rise.
Inspired by the Integrate Softness card from the Metaphor for Life Oracle deck, downloadable from Etsy's Alchemy of Me. This is a sequence Dutch uses to come back into the body when stress has pulled him out. Dutch's return practice is: the jaw unclenches now. The shoulders drop. The breath slows. The chest softens. The hands open. The belly releases. I feel the ground under me. I return slowly. Night after night, the stars return, as do I. I breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. I remain like the ocean beneath the wave, steady below movement. Life can be turbulent, but my depth remains unchanged.
These are Dutch's statements to stay connected to the version of himself that moves, despite the overdraft. Inspired by the Emerge Exquisite card from the Metaphor for Life Oracle deck, downloadable from Alchemy of Me on Etsy. Dutch's words of endurance are: what is in me does not vanish when financial conditions tighten. Nothing essential in me leaves or disappears under financial pressure. Who I am and what lives in me is not erased by the overdraft. What I am building does not pause because an account does. The life I am moving toward is not canceled by any bank balance. What is ahead of me is not undone by what is here now. The version of me that is coming is already in motion, undeterred by a bank balance. I am still in relationship with what is unfolding for me. I carry my future self within me. I am still connected to the life I am building. I am still here, even when life moves differently.
Dutch uses these statements as he prepares to take the next step following a moment of overdraft. Inspired by the Integrate Enoughness Oracle card from the Metaphor for Life deck, downloadable from Alchemy of Me on Etsy. Dutch's words of movement are: I do not have to solve the overdraft all at once. The presence of uncertainty is not evidence of failure. Having the full solution to the overdraft is not a prerequisite to movement. I define what movement is. Knowing how everything works out financially is not required to take a step. A step is possible before everything is resolved. I am capable of taking the next step, even in uncertainty. I can look at what is in front of me and choose. One step is enough for now. I can move without panic. I do not need to resolve everything to remain grounded or move forward. I can move before the full path is visible. I can respond to what is here without rushing ahead. Action from steadiness is available to me right now. This was not the plan, and the means are still in motion, and what is here is enough to tend.
When it comes to handling an overdrawn account, these are the statements Dutch uses to stay with movement, and what unfolds through it. Inspired by the Rekindle Light card from the Metaphor for Life Oracle deck, downloadable from Alchemy of Me on Etsy. Dutch's words of capacity are: the overdraft is temporary, not permanent. It does not stay. I unwind what financial pressure tightened. I detangle as I go. I am in motion, even when money feels slow. Things are changing as I move. I am becoming steadier over time. I can navigate tight cycles. I am the ebb and flow of the ocean. I move with my own rhythm. Bank balances, overdrafts, financial constraint. I am not any of it. I am the current that moves through all of it.
These are statements Dutch uses to nurture his friendship with money during moments of financial constraint. Inspired by the Rediscover Love card from the Thesis of Us Oracle deck, downloadable from Alchemy of Me on Etsy. Here are Dutch's money relationship words. Money, I remain open to you. I do not shut down toward you when the balance drops. Money, you have a friend in me. I create no distance between us because of this overdraft. There is no gap in our connection. We remain life partners. My friend Money, what is between us does not break because a bank balance dropped. My dearest companion Money, I turn toward you even when it is hard to look at the numbers. I remain committed to us. My friend Money, I stay present with you even when the balance is low. I keep the connection between us open through any ebb in finances. Dearest Money, I am here, and this overdraft does not change our bond. What we have is not undone by a hard season. Money, I do not avoid you even when I do not have answers yet. I stay soft in how I approach you even in financial stress. Dear money, I am learning to stay connected instead of avoiding you when things are tight. My partner money, I show up to this relationship even when it feels uncomfortable. Money, I care about our connection and I remain in contact with you during financial pressure. My friend money, I do not let fear decide how I relate to you during a moment of being overdrawn. Fear is not the author of what we are building. Dearest money, what we are is not undone by this moment. Our story is larger than any low balance. All relationships have ups and downs, highs and lows. Those things are not a reflection on the strength of the bond. They are just life. My companion money, I remain steady in how I approach you even in financial pressure. Money, we are a resilient couple. We can weather any storm that life brings our way. Dear money, I take you as you are in this season and in every season. I do not only love you in abundance. Money, I stay, not because it is easy, but because the life that we share is one I cherish. No matter what, I remain your faithful steward. My partner money, I do not leave when things get hard between us. For better and for worse, I stay present with you. Money, I choose you in the abundant seasons and in the lean ones. One moment of overdraft does not define our lifetime of connection. My friend money, I choose this relationship with you in the overflow and in the constraint. I am committed to us through every season, including this one. Money, I stay in relationship with you. That is my choice and my practice. Together, you and I are doing this thing called life with each other, side by side and hand in hand.
The end. Thanks for listening. This video was brought to you by the Etsy shop Alchemy of Me, and the line is not the limit coloring book. Scan the QR code for more information or check the bio for links.